Hello, Exercises for Injuries blog readers. This is Rick Kaselj with another interview for you. Today the interview is a little bit different. I'm doing an interview on how to help you get more clients with your newsletters. So today I'm interviewing Nitin Chhoda. He's a physical therapist and a private practice business consultant, and he's going to chat with us on what you need to do with your newsletter. So, Nitin, maybe you can let us know why a newsletter is so important to have.
Hey, Rick, thanks for having me on the call. Well, it's important to be in touch with your clients on a consistent basis, give them good information, not only when they're working with you, but after they've stopped working with you or when they've gone away. So it's almost like trying to build an emotional and a professional sense around them so that they don't go elsewhere. And that's exactly what a newsletter does. I also think that the word newsletter in and of itself suggests something boring, but I'd like us to think of the word newsletter as an essential method to contact clients and make sure they never ever forget about you. So without a newsletter, your clients will at some point forget about you, go elsewhere, spend their money elsewhere, or worse still, just never ever come back to you, and you want them to refer to you. And newsletters actually are good sources of triggering referrals as well.
Okay, and what are some of the common mistakes those in private practice make with their newsletters?
Well, the biggest mistake is not having a newsletter. For those who have a newsletter, sometimes it's not consistent. Now, when I say consistent, if you have it once a month, keep it once a month. If it's twice a month, keep it twice a month, which by the way, I believe is the ideal frequency. But an inconsistent newsletter that is dull, boring, and most importantly, doesn't stimulate a desired action. And we can get into more about desired actions later in this phone call, but the newsletter has to serve a purpose. The very first thing is it's got to be interesting to read, number one. Number two, it's got to give them valuable information that they can use right away, not something vague and non-specific and something that makes them wonder, how the heck am I going to use this? It's definitely also got to give them a sense of anticipation about what more you can offer them. And finally, it's got to create a desired action, which really can be anything from filling up a survey, which can be anything from referring you to their friends, them giving you a testimonial, or most importantly, picking up the phone and calling you to schedule an appointment. I would classify those as the three most wanted actions from a newsletter.
Okay. Now, the next question was how to get people to respond to your newsletter. And is that the three actions that you just listed off for us?
The three actions are what you want, but how you get them to respond is a separate question in and of itself. Now, it's almost like saying, let's say you go to a restaurant and you want the chef special, but how does the chef make the special that makes it so appealing for us to want to order it? And that's exactly what we're talking about here. So to get the client to want to respond to you, what you want to do is you want to, piggybacking on what I said earlier, give them some information that they can put to use right away. But more importantly, give them some sort of an incentive to want to call your clinic. For example, I use the word clinic, I should have said facility. For example, if you can offer clients a downloadable book or a free report or even a downloadable audio program or a video program or even a physical audio CD or a DVD, which really costs nothing compared to the lifetime value of the client. So when you tell clients in your newsletter, if you'd like a free audio CD on how to tackle low back pain or how to overcome knee surgery, just pick up the phone and call us at such and such number and we'll ship you a copy right away. So those are what, in the words of the marketing guru Dan Kennedy, he calls them widgets. Some people call these things lead generators, but using your newsletter as a tool to get patients to call you back, not just email you back and say, hey, I like the newsletter, you did a good job. That really, I think that's nice, but it's not the most wanted response. So you want the patient to, I keep saying patient, I'm sorry, I'm a physical therapist. You want the client to pick up the phone and call you, and they'll only call you if they're getting something and there's a component of scarcity. Okay. Only 12 DVDs are available, or this offer expires on Friday. And tie it all in with a nice, effective story, just a newsletter on ankle sprains, for example, that talks about the research behind ankle sprains, the different things that physical therapists can do. That's boring. But if you write a newsletter saying, I went for a jog in the park like I always do. I enjoy jogging because it helps me relax. And this particular morning, it was a nice sunny morning, and I was running along, and I just happened to twist my ankle all of a sudden, and it was extremely painful. I went through a process of recovery, and these are the things that I did, and these are the things that you should keep in mind if you ever have had, or if someone has ever had an ankle sprain. So introducing a bit of a story component in the newsletter really gets people more likely to read, identify with, and respond to your newsletter.